everyone, and welcome to the fifth installment of my farming tutorial. Today we'll be discussing mushrooms, all their uses, their principles, and how to grow them. So basically there are two types of mushrooms. There is red mushrooms, red and white spotted mushrooms, and there is brown mushrooms. Now each mushroom has a different property. The brown mushroom, it can be found more often on the earth, and it provides a light level of 1, and the red one is less common and provides a light level of 0. There's no real difference in the usage. These two mushrooms combined create mushroom soup, and that is a very, very useful food item for survival. So the main important thing about this whole situation is making sure you find at least one of each type. That way you can make mushroom soup for your survival. And basically, all you need to do is have an area where it is not too bright and not too dark. Mushrooms, they cannot sit on a plot of land with a light level on the grass of more than 7. Usually you find mushrooms in caves, you can find many mushrooms in the nether, you can find mushrooms under the shade of tree because the light level is much lower even during the daytime. So I will quickly show you my farmhouse for mushrooms. It's a simple design. There's just a small little house. It's approximately 5 by 5 on the interior, 7 by 7 on the out, and just head downstairs, and I have 2 plots, 3 by 3 for each type of mushroom. And as you can see, it's much darker in here, but it's not so dark that you can't see, which is what you want. You want to be able to see at least where the mushrooms are. Some corners can get pretty dark, but it should be perfectly fine. The major thing to watch out, especially for mushroom farming, is monster spawn. If the light level is small enough and if the room is big enough, they can spawn down here. So you have to be extremely careful with creepers and just any monster in general, because there is a possibility. And the way to prevent that would be to have a certain amount of tiles where the mushrooms are growing on. As you can see, there's mostly stone here, and monsters are able to spawn on stone, but they're not able to spawn on grass tiles. So if you placed an area down here of all grass tiles, that's a perfect way to have no monsters spawn in your mushroom farm. So you just have to make sure that your area is good. If you feel free to take the risks, there's no major chance, but there's always a chance. I remember making a mushroom farm similar to this, and there was a creeper and it just completely destroyed the whole thing. So you have to be extremely careful with how you set up and how the light level is. And just a note, doing some research, I have found that if you have light in the room, it's fine, the mushrooms will grow, but if you have too much, they will pop off. For example, if you place a light level of above 7, like I said, that's not enough. It will grow still, but if you place 2 torches nearby, it will break off. So you have to be very careful with the amount of light. And this is just torches. With direct sunlight, it is much more severe. They are hard to grow in direct sunlight. So it is possible to have light down here. It's just I feel that they have a tendency to grow better in dark conditions. And basically, the thing with mushroom farms is you have to be extremely patient. They are very slow growing. There is different ideas of how they grow and the chance of them spawning another mushroom, and they always spawn next to them, adjacent. And what it's thought as is basically on a flat level, as you can see these two are, they have a 50% chance to spawn to the block next to them. Whereas if they were up here on the wooden area, they would have a 25% chance to go up or down a level. So if there's another level above or below, it would take a 25% chance to get there. Now, it's all questionable. I am not positive whether or not it's really true, but from my experience, just keeping it flat is an easy way to get mushrooms. So I don't find doing either method is good or bad. Um, this is just meant for survival. Like, all you really need is one of each, and then eventually you should build up enough yield to make many mushroom soups and keep yourself safe. So it's very simple, very easy. There's really no other information on them. There's not much uses. Again, I'm hoping they might have another use for them sooner or later. But yeah, you just have to be very patient and diligent. It takes approximately 30 minutes for maybe one or two, maybe four to grow, depending on how many you have. I've noticed that with this, it takes much longer when you have one mushroom than multiples. So you do have the possibility, if you find this many, putting four could possibly yield a lot more since there's more of them. It gives you a higher chance per mushroom to spawn. So keep that in mind. And just to show you, as you saw above in the direct sun when I was showing off the different types, in the darkness you are allowed to place two different types and two of the same types of mushrooms together. But because of the lighting that is necessary, it's a little trick. Basically, you can place a mushroom on top of a grass block, and even though it may be above a light level of 7, it may not update. So the fact that you put something else next to it updates the block, and then it makes both pop off because they're both above a light level of 7. So you have to be very careful where you're placing stuff. I mean, it's not big deal, you get them back, but if you're trying to decorate your house, or if you just want to plant a easy to go crop level uh, daytime farm, it's always better to do it in the dark because there's no chance they can spawn in every single spot without them popping off and disappearing. And that's basically it. That is the very easy, very basic tutorial on how to grow mushrooms. They make mushroom soup. It's a good health item, gives you approximately 5 to 6 hearts, I believe, maybe 4. And yeah, I mean, this schematic is not necessary at all. You don't need to have a house following below, but you can just make a little 6x6 plot, have it go 2 down in the ground, and then just cover it up, come back later, and it should work. So it's very simple. Mushrooms. It's nothing more to go. So yeah, thanks for watching. I will come back with more. There'll be plenty more to come, and please subscribe. We would really appreciate it if you subscribe. It's very important to us, like I said. And I will see you next time. Thanks.